First up in Bachelor Nation, we're about to see how many of the biggest players in the nation got into the game. Sorry, I read that wrong. It's we're about to see how many players of the biggest. I can't even read what I wrote.
Oh my God! Get your glasses.
No,
bad. Yeah.
Let me put on my glasses. I don't know if my glasses will be able to see it though, because my monitor is too far. It may make it harder to read. Yeah, it makes it impossible to read. This is only for my close-up things.
Disaster.
First up in Bachelor Nation, we're about to see how many of the biggest players in the nation got into the game. That's how it was supposed to be done. Starting on May 14th, the official Bachelor Nation YouTube channel is going to post never-before-seen audition tapes of past crowns and standout players. The 1-minute teaser for this new series features Joey Gradzidzi, Hannah Brown, Gabby Windey, Charity Lawson, Tyler Cameron, and Zach Shawcross, among others. Bachelor audition tapes will be released weekly on Wednesdays.
Interesting.
Are you going to watch any of these?
Absolutely. I saw one that was Hannah Brown, and I was like, is this an ad for a current ad for Paradise, or what is happening?
Yeah.
And that just shows how good she was at the very beginning.
Did you ever see Aya Kennedy's audition tape?
Yes. I think that's the only one I've ever seen.
I've seen, at this point, many, because I have edited some
them
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made them. But that Aya Kennedy one was like, you're watching it kind of like in shocked horror, because she does a lot in it. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Look it up.
Yeah.
It's like
she produces her own
sister's
show.
in it. She's getting out of limos. She's doing all these crazy things. And in looking at it, it was like from a different era. Obviously, she was in season 19, Chris Soules. So it's from a different era where I think she really conveys strong enthusiasm for the show, for the franchise, that she knows everything about it and loves it. She plays her PVC during it. And it just is like, I don't think a tape like that works now. I think it would be perceived as 4TWR, and she would not be cast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very, very curious about these.
Me too.
I saw just one very fast clip, which was just Gabby Windey on a scooter. And I was like, interesting.
Yeah,
I like this.
I love scooting.
Great.
Thank you.
Up next in Bachelor Nation news, the Golden Bachelor has a new showrunner. As the Bachelor franchise continues to remake itself in the post-Graebner Freeland era with new creative minds at the helm of Paradise, the golden side of our beloved game has tapped Jessica Castro to steer the senior ship.
Castro rendered showrunning duties on Amazon's Zodiac-themed dating show Cosmic Love, and she was a high-level producer on ABC's Claim to Fame and Netflix's Next in Fashion. Will Castro be able to recapture that season 1 Golden God Gerry Turner magic with Orange County football head lawyer Mel Owens? Time will tell. And not a lot of time. Golden Bachelor Season 2 is going to start shooting in about a month for what is believed to be a fall premiere right after BIP Season 10, which will also be helmed by a completely new showrunner in Summer House's Scott Teddy.
I want to see that audition tape, because Clues and I went back and looked at what we could find of Mello on YouTube, and I wouldn't have cast him as the Golden Bachelor based on those videos, but they were talking about sports.
I mean, I think that there's something to be said in the Golden franchise for financial security being something of import when you're casting a lead. That it's like, if you're expecting any of these players to marry this guy, he's got to be offering basically
the
like
nurse or the purse.
Exactly. Especially at that age. And so he is the purse. And I think that probably is kind of primary in casting. He also is just, on paper, he's the right guy, a square-jawed,
physically large,
NFL, physically
long,
large, still
bones.
in good shape. All of that. I don't know. I'm very curious about this next season. We shall see. And I know most of the production crew on Golden is still the same as well. So they just slaughtered in a new showrunner. And now we'll see.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Golden God, this week, Gerry Turner announced he has a new book coming out. The coin-flipping motorcyclist will release Golden Years, What I've Learned from Love, Loss, and Reality TV this fall. The tome's official synopsis reads, in Golden Years, Gerry chronicles his grief after Tony's death, his unbelievable experiences on The Golden Bachelor, and the life-altering lessons he took away from both.
The Love Stainer told People I am more than what people saw on reality TV, and now everyone can get a glimpse of my life and finally see the unedited story of the Golden Bachelor. In the past year, Turner has revealed a diagnosis of an incurable slow-growing bone marrow cancer, as well as finding love with a retired teacher from Indiana named Lana. We welcome the Golden God into the rarefied air of published Bachelor Nation authors. Welcome. Good to have you with us. I like that he has the colon
in the title. You got to have that.
Have to. Got to have your subtitle. Title ain't nothing without a subtitle.
I like the coin flipping motorcyclist / love stainer.
That's what I'll remember him for.
You're a poet. Up next in Bachelor Nation news, we have some huge developments in Clayton Echard's legal dramas. In 2023, a woman named Laura Owens filed suit alleging Clayton Echard had impregnated her, seeking child support and asserting she was carrying his twins.
The Ultimate Viking denied there was any intimate encounter that could have led to pregnancy and challenged the suit in court. Owens later claimed a miscarriage, but inconsistencies in her testimony and documents, including alleged doctored ultrasound images and a staged pregnancy video, prompted a judge to dismiss the civil case and forward evidence to prosecutors.
Based on that evidence, this week Owens faced a grand jury indictment in Arizona on 7 felony counts, charging her with 1 count of fraudulent schemes and artifices, 1 count of forgery, 4 counts of perjury, and 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. Prosecutors allege that between May 2023 and June 2024, Owens intentionally fabricated key documents and statements to support her claim that Clayton Echard had impregnated her, actions they say were designed to unjustly extract child support. Congratulations to Echard on putting this traumatic event behind him.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. That was a big story, a weird, wild story. I don't think we've ever seen any lead undergo something quite like this. And it's good to see that, justice is being served, seemingly.
No, he got targeted twice.
Yeah, that's true. Damn.
Yeah. And she then targeted Dave Neal for reporting on this.
She sued him, I think, if I remember right.
I think
Which so. I'm sure that is probably thrown out as well. I think probably all of her attempts at some kind of legal attack have been dismissed. I'm not sure. Finally, in Bachelor Nation news, Grazie and Kelsey the Butterfly Queen Anderson have announced they will be pushing their wedding date back another calendar year. In an interview with Sports Illustrated Swimsuit that came out this week, Anderson said, "We really don't want to be stressed. We don't want to just throw things together. And I definitely want our wedding to be pretty timeless. I want it to be able in 30 or 40 years to look like it could be done then." So they're pushing impossible. It from an initial date of 2026 to 2027. Yeah, what does she mean by that? She wants it to look futuristic?
I think that means like you don't want to go with like micro wedding trends. But I just think this is an impossible thing to do.
Of course.
Your wedding is always going to look dated to the time that it takes place in.
Can you imagine doing a wedding in the 80s and being like, I want this to look like it took place in 2025? There's no cell phones.
I want people wearing COVID masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cell phone thing. I mean, what are the cell phones in 30 or 40 years going to look like? They're going to just be people's like goggles or in their brains or...
Yeah.
Picture, you're not going to be able to recreate that, but I do want to see them try.
I agree.
If they're using predictive technology in the wedding,
that'd be cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kelsey shared that Joey also has a lot of input about what he wants their wedding to be like, saying, "I want the wedding to be a part of both of us. I know a lot of the times the guys kind of let the lady take over, but I don't know, parens, about that with Joey."
The gazy-eyed tennis master Grazie also recently talked about delaying the wedding planning process on Cozy in the Closet, saying, quote, "We didn't want to rush anything because, as you know, The Bachelor is a very, very quick timeline, and we're going to have a 2 to 3 year engagement to make sure that we are seeing everything through and learning as much about each other before we take that next step. So it looks like we'll have at least 1 more year to wait for the legally binding deal to be signed between these 2 Bachelor Nation superstars. If it will be signed.
I think this is a great idea. Continue to make this extraordinary couples parasocial content as long as possible.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Keep putting the wedding off.
Tease
forever.
The wedding.
Forever.
Please rate this podcast.
Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us, and then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.